Yo, YouTube, what's going on? This is day 7 on Semen retention, and it is also a fasting day. It's been a long time since I've done one of my longer extended fasts. After doing some research, I learned that cyclic fasting was better, but I have some new insights with regards to fasting that I may or may not share in an upcoming video. But I'm about 22 hours into a fast right now, and I've got to say, I don't know whether it is because Monday to Friday I'm just completely locked in with work, but on the weekend, I would say Saturday and Sunday, so day 5 and day 6 of semen retention, my energy was just super low. I didn't really want to do much. I was just laid up, probably as well because on a Saturday morning I do a very intensive gym workout, so that has me feeling stiff afterwards and sore on Sunday, just want to rest. So yeah, my energy was low. Woke up today, energy on fire. Woke up naturally, energy on fire. And yeah, I just want to discuss the importance of fasting whilst on semen retention. And I just believe it's so important like semen retention, you're starving your sexual desires, you're no longer ejaculating, you're starving your sexual, so you're fasting sexually. And it's so important to couple that with the other forms of fasting, namely food. Food is, I would say, food and sex are the most important forms of fasting. And unfortunately, nowadays, we now have to fast from digital applications. We have to fast from TikTok. Let me just bundle short form content together. So you have to consciously go out your way to fast from that. And something I was speaking about with someone recently is fasting from dopamine overload in general. The women typically are especially bad at this, but for example, when we are consuming food, we always must have some form of entertainment going. Food has already given us dopamine, but in this age that we're in, just consuming food is not enough, unfortunately. We want to watch TV, we want to have some kind of music playing, we want to scroll, and yeah, I've seen it live, and so that's something you could practice. Again, my mind's a bit hazy, I have to get back to work in 30 minutes. I don't have to, but I'm going to. Let me clarify my words here. And yeah, I just want to talk about, because I've had sex in a fasted state, and this is some insights that I learned a long time ago, because obviously I've been fasted for a long time. So I would be fasting from food, and then at the time I was with a girlfriend who we just had this crazy sexual compatibility, and I was fornicating essentially. And I don't recommend having sex in a fasted state. I do not recommend it, because when you are fasting, you need to control your energy absolutely. And whether you ejaculate or not, whether you release or not, obviously back then I still wasn't releasing during sex, it still takes energy. Sex is a form of cardio, and there's spiritual energy that is exchanged. Sex, sacred energy exchange. So, like I said in a previous video, if you're having sex with anyone and you're on semen retention, more than likely your energy is going to be going down, especially if you're conscious about every single action you're doing, everything you're doing. So my energy would go down. There was a couple times that I folded on my Monday fast after having sex, and I was like, you know what? Because I was like, when you're fasting, you're supposed to be starving your flesh. Yes, that's your body. You're starving it from food consumption, but it's also sex, because you're feeding your flesh every single time you have sex. So then eventually, I was kind of experimenting with these things, but eventually I stopped having sex whilst I was fasting. And I had a girl who actually conveniently lives downstairs, and she was talking about she wants to come over today. And I said, no, I don't like telling people I'm fasting, because that's what it says in the Bible, don't announce it. But I had to tell her, look, I'm not today. She asked why. I said not today because of this. And she didn't even respond. Like, she didn't comment, she wasn't interested, she wasn't intrigued. And it's got me thinking, and that's another thing. So yeah, even if you are retaining your seed, sex is a waste of energy, and sex affects my energy adversely. Like, because I've been engaging in sexual intercourse, my energy's been fluctuating. So it's going to make the semen retention journey a little bit different. I endeavor to go a week without having sexual intercourse, and to really just monitor my energy levels. And yeah, so I'm 22 hours into the fast. I'm going to break it. I'm going to sleep tonight, completely fasted. And when I say it's a liquid fast, I'm drinking water. So far, I've had one green tea, one ginger tea, and if I'm feeling, because I've got a meeting in about an hour, and I've got to do a little bit more work on the internet. If I'm feeling that I might have another green tea, but before bed, here's something you didn't know. It's a herb called mugwort. And the first time I used mugwort, I smoked it. I no longer smoke anymore because obviously my stomach's growling there. I no longer use mugwort, but in a fasted state, you are more likely to feel the effects of any sort of herb, any sort of drug. Of course, as you know, if you drink alcohol on an empty stomach, it's going to hit you harder. It's the same with weed. If you consume a mango first and then you consume weed, but yeah, mugwort is going to affect your lucid dream. So as I wrap up my fast, and sorry, I got a text message that threw me off guard. Like, that's so crazy how these small little things, that's especially what I realize when I'm fasting. There's so many little things that suck away from our energy and distract us. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this fast, and I'm gonna consume the mugwort tea before bed, and I'm gonna say a short prayer before sleeping, and I should have an extremely powerful dream. So we'll see. First time I used mugwort, I was told to smoke it. I don't know if I was told, but I smoked it. I smoked it from a glass bong that I had at the time. And yeah, I had a very, very extremely lucid dream, and an extremely powerful dream. If you smoke it, you're gonna feel the effects a bit more. But obviously I won't be smoking today. I'll be putting it in a tea, which still keeps my fast intact. And yeah, it's just something to try out for sure. It also helps with menstrual cramps. If you can introduce that to a lady that is around you, there's so many benefits to mugwort. But yeah, that's the fast. That's day 7 of semen retention. I feel great. I typically try and get some sunshine, but I did keep my workout day light. So yeah, day 7, it feels good. 100 days is gonna be a crazy, crazy challenge, because I don't, like where I'm at now, is like I don't see a purpose to releasing unless I'm procreating. I say this again, and I'll continue to say it. Unless I'm procreating, or unless I choose to procreate, unless I'm ejaculating inside of a woman, any other use of ejaculating is wasted. I'm not pulling out to ejaculate on her back. I'm not ejaculating into a condom. You shouldn't either. It's just a waste. And because I have mastered ejaculation control, and I can have orgasms, and something I want to speak of is like these non-ejaculatory orgasms as well, they also take energy. They take energy, and a woman doesn't really lose energy from it. It still takes energy, but of course it's a lot less than ejaculating actual semen. And yeah, so something that I kind of have to be careful of. You know, I might make a video on the step-by-step if I've got some time here, on the step-by-step on how to master that. But instead of addicted to ejaculation like most men, you have to be careful of not being addicted to orgasm, because I found myself, always wanting to just get that feeling of orgasm with a sexual act. But it takes more strength to bypass the orgasm and just know when to stop the act. But yeah, that's the video. We'll tap in again soon.